إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Okay, you guys just finished taking your quiz, walhamdulillah, and I'm explaining to you that some things about the course that you're going to have to understand this course. This course is an introduction to Arabic languages, and it's the complete Arabic class, meaning we will not, and they said, we will not underturn every stone and rock and pebble with regards to the steps that you have to take to become a master in the Arabic language. And I mean that, a master. The first step is to master the letters. That's the first step. And in doing that, I have composed a 15 to 18 class, lesson class to get you to that stage. And I was just reminding you all that this is the non-glamorous part of studying and being a talibul ilm. Okay? The day-to-day, having to do the work, taking the quizzes, having to be ready, and regurgitating, and writing. There was a famous sheikh, Al-Khatib al-Baghdadi. Once you get to the sciences of hadith, you'll hear his name over and over and over again. In fact, from here on, you'll start hearing it more and more and learn more and more about his stories. Anyway, he's a famous sheikh and a scholar of hadith. And he wrote about, in every subject in hadith, he wrote a particular book about that subject. Not a chapter, he wrote a book about every subject in hadith sciences. And one of the things he wrote in one of his introductions, he's basically telling off all the so-called students of knowledge. And he says, بِقِلَّةِ قِرَاءَتِهِمْ, how little they have read and how little they have written. And they think that they are scholars, or they think that they are better than certain students. And they haven't even gotten there yet. They haven't even done anything yet. But they think because they wrote a hadith 20 times, or they've been in class for a year, it doesn't mean anything. Time doesn't give you any benefit. Someone could learn something in one day and know more about that thing than someone else. Tawfiq comes from Allah. Okay? However, the work that you have to do is the work that you have to do. Okay? So don't think, in this course you're going to do a lot of writing. And if you don't, you will not master the letters. Okay? Period. And I don't care how much you've mastered it before. You have to go through the process. You could be a black belt, but you go into any school, you got to go through their process to prove it. Okay? Likewise here, you got to go through the process to prove it. And this is what we're going to do. I would like, I'm going to remember this. Write down for me, please, Hawaza and Kaliman. And put Ahmed and put Aliyah. Okay? Aliyah. Over both of them. Okay? Hawaza and Kaliman. Or better yet, you don't have to write anything. She'll remind me at the end of the class. And also, I'll be reminded. Kalman. Moving right ahead. Today, what I would like you to do, okay, you guys wrote already the Abjadiyya, right? Everybody wrote the Abjadiyya. That was the traditional way of learning the alphabet, was learning it what? Let's hear it. Do it again. You have to know it. You can't be familiar with it. There's a certain thing being familiar with something, and there's another thing knowing it. Abjad, Hawaz, Huttiya Kaliman, Sa'fas, Qurishat, Thakhid, Dadid. You have to know it just like you know the American ABCs. It has to be ingrained in your head. Abjad, Hawaz, Huttiya Kaliman. Shukran. Sa'fas, Qurishat, Thakhid, Dadid. Again, Hind. Abjad, Hawaz, حطي كلمان سعفاس قرشات ثخذ ثخذ again louder أبجد هواز حطي كلمان سعفاس قرشات ثخذ ضضغ. If you're not going to take these papers and save them, give them back to the imam so we don't waste paper. That's all I say, you know. But if you're going to, no, go ahead and look at it. I'm not trying to prevent you from getting it, but I'm just saying that not to waste the ni'amillah, okay? Anyway, after the abjadiyya, we have to learn the modern way of learning the alphabet. And maybe you've heard some of this before, and it'll be a good review for you. The first thing we're going to do is the modern way. In the modern way, it's not done abjad, hawaz, huttiya, kaliman, sa'fas, purishat, thakhid, dadig. Rather, it is done alifun, ba'un, ta'un, tha, jimun, ha'un, kha. Dal, dhal, ra, zay, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, dha, ayn, ayn, ghayn, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, ha, wa, ya. Ha, wa, ya. That's how it goes in the modern way. You have to know both. The reason why, since somebody was asking, everybody wants to know, why do I have to know both? If I know the traditional way, why am I not free from knowing the modern way? No. You need both. When you look up words in a dictionary, in any qamus or dictionary, you will only find them in the order that the modern dictionary is written. Alifun, ba'un, ta'un, tha'un, jimun, ha'un, kha. The Handswear Dictionary, the Lane's Lexicon, Qamus al-Muhit, Qamus al-Mujani, all these books are written in the Alifun, ba'un, ta'un, tha'un, that order. And even when you find a word, it's in that order. However, when you write your essays and you write reports and you read books from the ulama, they make their outline in the abjad format. Their points are made alifun, ba'un, jimun, dal, ha, wa, za, that way. So you need them both. When you find in old poetry a date twice ghain and zay, it's 2007. Because ghain is 1,000, equals 1,000. So you need to know the olden way also. So you need to know both. This is how we're going to learn them. Everybody say alif, ba, ta. Okay, in English, we have a word called alphabet, right? Now, alphabet comes from the, the Greco-Roman pronunciation of what? Two words. What is it? Alpha, beta. Alpha, beta, what does that sound like? Alif, ba, ta. Alif, ba, ta is the origin of alpha, beta. What we learn from the Greek and Roman history is that the Greeks traveled to a certain people, learned how to read and write, and then came back and transposed that into the Roman and the Greek language, the Greco-Roman language. Writing system, I mean by that. We can tell by their alphabet where they got it from. Because their alphabet, alpha, beta, what's the next one? And who knows Greek or Latin? What's the next one? Gamma. What's the, okay, alpha, beta, gamma. Delta. What does that sound like? Abjad. Abjad. So we know right off the bat where they got this format from. They took it from the Muslims. They took it from the Abjad series that was already in place. What's important to us today is that when you say alpha, beta, you won't forget that. You can remember by saying alphabet, and by doing that, you remember the first three letters in the modern way, which is alif, ba, ta. So everybody say alpha, beta. Alpha, beta. Alphabet. Alphabet. Alif, ba, ta.